There's Blaze there on the right. These two teams potentially playing for a spot here. Blaze are looking pretty good. They're 3-1 right now. And Millennium playing a little bit more behind there, I believe. 2-2 actually. Which is also the same score Incredible Miracle has. So if Millennium win here, they'll go to 3-2. Leaving Blaze also at 3-2. As I said, if IEM wins though, they'll also be at 3-2, which will cause some pretty funky problems. But assuming Gambit Gaming win their game against Incredible Miracle, and that is a pretty safe bet at the moment, then...
Oh, you say things like this, but I'm not willing to make such absolute statements. Gambit Gaming go in favorites.
Yes, they do. I mean, if... It's interesting if Blaze win and IEM do lose, there's actually a tie between Millennium and Incredible Miracle anyway. So, Blaze will go through if they win here. That much... We know at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Blaze will go through if they win.
Blaze have at least 1 foot in the semifinals.
Yes.
The lower bracket.
Yeah. So I guess it's now. I guess with 2 different games, we're deciding the fate of the third team at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So alright, this game's gonna matter. The mainstream is doing that. Gambit versus IM. We're gonna be doing Millennium here versus Blaze. Blaze would love to lock things up here and to secure a win. I wonder if we're gonna see like any sort of crazy cheese or something just to get the games over with. I doubt it, but it'd be interesting to see.
I mean, Millennium right now 1-0 against Korean opposition this tournament. I mean, LJM definitely not held in the same regard as CJ Entis Blaze, but they're probably feeling confident coming off a really crushing victory there.
Yeah, and Thresh gets through here. Wow.
And it was Fat Mama on stream saying that he believes that Thresh is just incredibly overpowered. They really rate this Thresh pick, so for it to get through here, Millennium are already super excited.
Yeah, the bands just to quickly catch you up. Twisted Fate, Shen and Cal there from Millennium, and Rumble, Kha'Zix, and Fizz there. So they clearly were watching the last game there, and Blaze did not want any of that fish running around. And Zidja Caitlyn here. So Blaze give up Thresh here for a Fizz ban to fit in a couple extra as well, I suppose. Kind of cool to see Rumble ban, actually. That's something I'm guessing we might see more of as the tournament progresses, but Rumble has been played a lot in this tournament so far.
Rumble, Volibear, Shen, Xinjiao, we're seeing a lot of playtime.
Yep, we got a Volibear here as well, actually. I believe Millennium played Volibear in the game where they beat Fnatic. And they definitely had Varus as well. They do like this Varus Thresh lane, it seems like. Oh, wow. Now this would be a blast from the past. Oh, I'm so sad. Listen
Varus
again
is the lock-in, no?
for I'm So Fresh, and yeah, Varus again here for Millennium. So 3 champions that they beat Fnatic with. Clearly, they've had success with these 3 already. I wonder.
80 Cogmore incoming?
Maybe. I mean, they can't have Rumble, which was a big part of that comp as well.
Now, Evelyn, a champion who's of course fallen out despite a lot of nerfs, will be a super interesting pickup here for Blaze, but maybe it's just a placeholder.
Maybe. I mean, Nidalee is making her way in here as well. You could have... Oh man, if it's Nidalee, that is crazy poke. And Sona. Okay, so there's Nidalee. And there's Sona. So we...
And look, Nidalee is a bit of a ambiguous pick, so
yeah,
that does
definitely
narrow the champ pool that Tabs and Anguish have to choose from here.
Yeah, I was going to say with a second solo not picked there, which I think is smart, they do have a very ambiguous Nidalee pick here. I mean, they could put Xin somewhere else as well, but he's likely going into the jungle at this point.
Now, Diana's a really good champion to blind pick in the mid lane, just because if you choose to put that second point in W, she really has no matchup that she can't do averagely in, and then once she hits 6, I mean, her lane presence and gank presence is amazing, so I'd like the Diana pick here. Now, Zed would be interesting also.
Millennium.
And both these champions, I mean, Dignitas showed, Diana top's a thing, so they do that could be a very flexible duo there.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of assassins and a Thresh.
Which, could be exciting. Oh, baby. And it's locked!
Alright, here we go. Tryndamere again. I saw Sejuani very briefly there as well. So Millennium clearly have a pretty nice little sense of humor to them.
I think that pick embodies how CJ Blaze is feeling right now. They're feeling trundled.
That is also... No, that was Frost that got horribly trolled. Literally.
The
by
hard random
the
trundle.
hard random trundle, yes. But
Oh, dear.
that is actually kind of a nice in-joke between Blaze and their brother team. But I don't think we're going to be seeing Trundle. Vladimir would be kind of cool, but doesn't really fit with the comp that they've got.
That could be a mid Vladimir.
I suppose, and they have Bruce and Italy. That would make sense. I'm not going to lie to you, I really want Italy, and I think we're going to get it.
But we get what we've termed the Gamma Gaming Special, that Renekton Xinjiao Armor Shred is incoming.
Yep, so Caitlyn going to be doing even more damage, and this is a really interesting comp, actually, from CJ Blaze. They've got Siege, they've got Poke, and they kind of have Engage and Disengage. I mean, Renekton is definitely a good champion for going.
They have a tank line.
Yeah, they do, which is not something that LGIM had in their last game when they tried to play their kind of... It was almost a pseudo-poke comp, but it was definitely a poke comp.
It's very, very heavily leaning on Ambition getting big here and hitting those spears. They can't really do anything without Ambition, forcing one member of the enemy team to disengage here, because that's what they picked for. But I mean, on the other side of the coin, AP Tryndamere is also going to be split pushing up a Storm. So two comps that are both flexible, but super interesting.
I wonder if Renekton can punish AP Tryndamere here early on. I wonder if Angus is going to start Doran's Ring again. I don't know if he can do it twice. I mean, he's got the same summon spells. This is all very suspicious. It's late or early. We've been here
Does
for a
much
while.
make
It's been a
sense to
long
you
day.
around this time usually?
Well, I'm trying to keep it all together. I really am. And I know I sound tired, and that's to be expected, but I'm trying to keep it here. I'm trying to keep it as together as possible for everyone for our last game. And I will definitely be more awake later today as well, because I'll get much more sleep, thankfully. But Millennium are making it really hard for me to stay focused, because, I'm like, okay, I've started to play a little League recently, I've been watching a lot of games, I know what's going on, this is kind of how this patch
where's the
works
Doran's
out.
Ring?
He didn't build Doran's? I'm so sad. He has 52 ability power at level 1, though. That's pretty manly.
Which makes his heal with no fury at all over 100 at level 1.
Which, of course, is a result of Tryndamere not being nerfed on this particular patch.
Mm-hmm. We are on the 3.02, if you haven't caught up already, the Thresh release patch.
Yep. And there he is. Fat Mama on that OP Thresh. He said it himself, this champion is overpowered. They used a lot of pieces of this comp, actually, to defeat Fnatic. And they've got... Instead of zoning, they've got assassins. And Millennium are really going deep here on the invade. This is definitely a route you take when you're trying to pick somebody off. You don't go this way. You don't go
They're
this way.
expecting that red start, or maybe even the shared experience in the Wraith camp, but not going to find anyone.
A death sentence even thrown in there as well. So they're looking for someone in that bush potentially. So Fresh checks that one as well with Sonic Wave. They could get the 2 wards down here. Get a lot of vision on this side, but they might just wait here at the red. I mean, there's been movement through a ward there towards the entrance to the race there, coming out for CJ. I think
The red
Millennium
thing comes out,
spotted
they
them.
might, yeah.
Maybe they know then. There's no ward. I don't think
They might have seen the particle, I believe.
Maybe. There's Death Sentence gonna go. Ambition, so much damage. What? What just happened to Ambition?
The Spinning Slash does 122 damage.
Ambition got... We need a new verb to describe people dying on the map, because that was beyond deleted. That was like Tron level death right there. That was just dissolved into particles of data and was never seen again.
And the awkward thing is that you saw the red pings. They had a suspicion that the team was there. Maybe they saw the particle, maybe they don't. I don't know exactly how that works when it comes to vision, but hey, it's Tryndamere awkwardly that goes back 400 gold richer. He does stay in lane though, so he won't be able to spend that gold.
You could honestly be forgiven for thinking that this game has just started and nothing happened. Because this game just looks completely normal. Everyone has their summoners pretty much, except for Tabs, who doesn't have his Ignite.
And no one's happier than Flame though, Pastry Time, because 400 gold is a lot at level 1, and Angus right now is kind of behind in items. A red pot versus just the amp time.
Creaton down bottom gets very low here to Captain Jack's Caitlyn, and this is a player that definitely knows how to wield Caitlyn effectively. Tabs, interestingly, going back very quickly here. I think he started with Flask and got boots. Or the other way around, but yeah, Tabs has had a very quick shopping trip here. So he's going to kind of be set up here. Good grab there from Fat Mama, but Creaton are way too low to go in there. He's, again, taking a lot of damage here early on. Now just hit level 2. It's a little bit of extra health, but Varus has to be careful. He's got Doran's Blade here and no way to steal any of his life back, so Varus is going to just last it carefully.
And that's why it's always kind of a calculated risk. You take that Doran's Blade, you potentially take the defensive masteries to, and the barrier to, you know, win a level 1 trade. But if you don't win the trade, and if you back off on low health, you're in that awkward position where you can't really afford to go back when the lane's pushing early, because we saw what happens when that happens. You just fall way, way behind, potentially a level behind, as Gambit Gaming showed in the first game. But yeah, they have to back here.
Millennium actually all top lane. Anguish, Flame going in, and that's that gold disadvantage you said, or gold advantage is only as good as when you spend that gold. And Renekton, I thought he might be able to bully him out early as he was leveling up that, actually not even leveling Bloodlust, but Tryndamere not being able to spend that gold. He's got it now with the Phoenix Codex, but punished there by Flame, who takes him out.
It's just awkward to be punished after you were given an early advantage, and it's just one of those situations where because the kill happened so late, you're just in that kind of situation.
Oh, Lost Boy going deep. I'm so fresh. Goodbye. Lost Boy does his best.
Picks up double buffs.
Yeah, which is actually pretty good on Sona.
You say pretty good. I mean, Sona, you know, much like Lulu, can kind of 1v1 and 80 carry early.
Tabs.
Double buffs just make it silly.
Beware the Sona. Just comes in for the heal.
And the drive-by heals.
Yeah, well, it was going to be possibly a kill there. It was definitely going to be a gank if Sona got any closer. But that's, I guess, Lost Boy's best Edward impersonation or something, because that was carry Sona moment if there ever was one.
I mean, Lost Boy, always a little bit underappreciated compared to his Frost teammate. You know, Mad Life is God is the famous saying, but a fantastic player in his own right.
Yeah, and just, I don't know what I'm So Fresh was thinking, but just got, not even outplayed, just straight up out-damaged by a Sona. And I'm So Fresh has got to feel a little bit sheepish about that miscalculation, but hey, he'll continue on. 2-1 here early on in this game as we pass just over the 5-minute mark. Flame continuing to beat down on Anguish, who's got no ultimate, so it's very hard for him to stay in lane. Flame has also gone back for double Doran's Blade, so it is all anger all the time.
See an engage potentially coming up down bottom.
Yeah, Helios gets in, actually pulled in by Fat Mama after the death sentence. Actually, Audacious charges onto Creatin as a result, but just a bit of poke coming out there from Caitlyn. As 3 members down for each team here in the bottom lane, just kind of casually walk away. I mean, Lost Boy's double buffs here are very deadly, as you pointed out.
Now, you might wonder why he went for the double Doran's Blade up top. I'm entirely sure that he wants to continue to pressure and punish the AP Tryndamere pickup before 6. And there's nothing you can do better to eke out a lane advantage early than to pick up some Doran's Blades.
I mean, so many pink wards get traded in that bottom brush. I think I just saw 3 total being used across that bush down there. And apparently nobody has a ward in there anymore because it's just everybody's got vision and cleared it out. So now no one gets vision on the brush. I guess that's it all. Renekton though going in top lane, looking for the tower dive. Flame might have misdived there because that was a sure kill if you set it up correctly. But instead he's just going to proxy it up, wait for Xin Zhao. Tryndamere I think is hoping to pick up enough experience to hit 6, but he's a little bit away from that and he's walking in the opposite direction unfortunately. Oh, so he's going to go look for the Juke, does spinning slash into the bush. And that's actually going to work nicely there for Anguish. Lee Sin up in here as well. Xin Zhao behind him though pretty quickly. Flame going in again. There's the stun coming out. Igniting there as well. And Anguish has got to be careful with no ultimate. And Helios just walks in there and Audacious charges his back. And Xin was nerfed a little on the life patch. Helios there with the cleanup behind that turret. And again, they're pressuring top. Anguish still not level 6. That's down the bottom.
Down bottom. They just keep getting punished here. The double buffs would have just meant consistent harass and heal. You know, effectively would have felt like like a ninja, an energy-based Sona, which is terror to say the least.
Ninja Sona would be sweet, but this is a situation where Thresh just does not do kind of what's advertised, I suppose. Like, Thresh does a lot of things. He's very good at being aggressive, but he can't... Like, if you're trying to use your auto attacks to harass people as Thresh, you can't do that against a Sona with double buffs because she'll out-trade and out-damage you every single time because she'll always have power cord him or Valor up. And
now, I mean, he's level 3 pastry. He has 1 point in all his abilities. The abilities, you know, it's not necessarily the damage scale on them, it's the utility they have is great, so having all the abilities is wonderful, but his base stats are not there for any sort of trade. To trade down bottom effectively, both members need to be participating, and Fat Mama way behind.
And there's kind of that interesting aspect of Thresh where because he doesn't gain armor per level because he's, you know, he collects souls. If you actually keep a Thresh down enough, it's even worse when you're, especially against someone like Caitlyn who's really good at harassing you from long range, just because you're just not going to have that much armor. And as the ADK gets stronger, as you get zoned out more from experiencing creeps, it's just harder for you to collect souls. So there's kind of this weird, almost reverse snowball effect that Thresh's just by design has built in here, and it's not normally something that comes up, but if Thresh gets really punished here, it could. And level 6 to level 3 is a huge difference here, and Fat Mama is just not having a fun time at all.
Last spoiler, let's have a look at his experience. He's basically this creep wave away from 6. I wouldn't be surprised to see a flash ult.
Flame is going deep here on Anguish, but Anguish just shakes off the damage. He took a lot of it, but he has his ultimate now, so I think he feels a little bit safer about going out and farming. Yeah, down the bottom, we could have fireworks pretty soon. Lost Boy, got to be close to 6. Has Ignite up as well. In fact, very close to 6 here, but they spot I am so fresh. I'll just back away slowly here.
Again, I would not be surprised the moment he is 6 to go for a flash ult, because a limited presence otherwise from the Millennium bot lane.
Here we go. Lost Boy is in range. Is it? I guess he wants to make sure he hits the Hymn of Valor as well.
So we've completely slept on mid lane.
Yeah.
And now, a potential gank coming in here.
Oh, Q just missing there from I'm so fresh, but Tab's going in. Damage out there as well. Diana so good at chasing, but Nidalee somehow still alive, tanking up the turret, but Tabs dives just far enough there. The tower damage is not quite enough as Pale Cascade goes off there. And meanwhile, up in the top lane, Anguish dies again. And it's that bottom lane, they've just let it go. They've actually roamed towards mid here, going to do a bit of pushing. But no flash ult there from Lost Boy. We were expecting it the whole time, and instead we had a kill in mid and a kill in top there, as well as the top turret going down. So team's really opening up this game now as they're just trying to push down some turrets after a couple of kills.
But given the dynamic of bottom lane where it was at, if they can trade the turret here, that's a huge win.
Lost Boy's got to be careful. Chain Corruption, I'm so fresh, kicks him back in there. But it will flash out towards Captain Jack, actually. Lost Boy does a bit of damage as he leaves. Flash's got to be careful. Fat Mama, one headshot could kill him. Helios in here as well. Ace in the hole will clean that up from range nice and safely. And Captain Jack now coming in. There's another kill for Flame as he picks up Lee Sin. And great reactions there from CJ Blaze. They could even get this mid turret as well, which will just complete a really nice trifecta of objectives. Or I guess achievements almost. With 2 kills on this turret. They are going to get it as well. So both teams very active on the map here in this last game. Looks like Helios maybe a little bit too active going in for Creatum, but he's out of mana, so I think Xinjia's going to either have to use his flash or say goodbye. And he does flash here, but there's a spinning slash to follow him.
And Helios has no backup here.
Nope, he's done. Tabs is in there as well, and there's a spinning slash. I guess he's just happy he didn't give an assist to Diana. To their credit, Flame are picking up Dragon as a response, but again, this game is really heating up quickly, but Blaze seem to have the advantage here with a few thousand gold ahead.
Yeah, it's only really Tabs has once again done very admirably in his mid lane here. 1-0-1 on Diana. Looking strong, out CSing Nidalee, but other lanes kind of falling apart.
Go for the Nashor's Tooth as well, I think. Flame hanging out down the bottom here, gets tagged by I'm So Fresh. Damage coming in, Thresher looking for the death sentence, is likely going to find the hook. Flame tries to juke it, jukes once, but into Tabs there, and Moonfall's going to come out. No, never mind, there it is, after the Lunar Rush. And the shutdown there for I'm So Fresh picks up Renekton's killing spree. And Tabs just with a great dive. There's the Dark Passage there. Gets Tabs out from under the turret quite cutely.
They need this gold pressure time, so they'll take these kills.
Yeah, and as I said, a very active game now as both teams moving back and forth, trading kills. It's important to stay as active as your opponents once they start roaming out and spreading out across the map. You don't want to fall behind by getting yourself picked off randomly. Unless you have a team that specifically turtles like that, then you need to take advantage.
And obviously Anguish will be frustrated to have died 3 times, but you know, we saw his opening to the last game. It was the mid to late team fight pressure, so mid to late split push pressure that made the difference. So he'll be frustrated, but he's got the Nashor's Tooth. He's well underway with the build here.
Yeah, in fact, we're going to have, I think, double Nashor's Tooth here. We've got a Cage's Lucky Pick, actually, for Tabs, which builds what? Now into Shard of True Ice and
Morello's Evil Tone?
Oh, Morello's, of course. Will of the Ancients as well now as well. That was the other one I was thinking of. But you're right, Morello Nomicon could actually come out here. Lost Boy, oh, Chain of Corruption, that's not good. It's Crescendo, there could be bait. I'm So Fresh coming around as well. Captain Jack snared in there as well. Caught in the trap as Lost Boy's going to take a few too many auto attacks. Goes down there, the kickback there as Dragon's Rage go off. Captain Jack trying to do what he can here, flashes into the bush. And there's the Crescent Sweep, actually could save Captain Jack. I'm So Fresh trying to chase in there. But a very nice set of roams there. And CJ Blaze come out on top with 3-1 there in that trade. And the bottom turret's going to go down. Captain Jack with a bit of lifesteal here. Going to be happy to stay around. Primal Surge going off as well from Nidalee. And really,
Tabs being body blocked by Helios here.
Yeah, he really wanted to get that kill on Caitlyn, but denied by Helios with some very smart zoning play. And you know, Captain Jack with his fam step there, he can just hang out. This is definitely something their comp does well. It's kind of a mini version of what they might want to be doing towards the mid game, but you know, Zin to block people off, Nidalee for the poke, and Caitlyn for the siege. Tab's trying to interrupt it though. Ambition getting dove on Luna Rush out as well. Ignite there as a knockup from 3-town. Strike comes out, just pounces out of that Crescent Strike there. And now Flame coming in for reinforcements with his Sunfire Cape. Again, just such an active game for these two teams.
And just complete 180 from the kind of strategic, focus on warding and denying buffs and bleeding out the enemy that we've become so used to today.
Yeah, a very aggressive game here from both teams. I mean, I understand it from Millennium's point. Oh man, Death Sentence there on Helios. We'll catch Zin in there. The box out there as well. Flame in the middle of it activates Dominus. Anguish gets caught in a Yordle Snap Trap, and I'm So Fresh goes down to Flame in there as well. Helios walking out of the way. Anguish taking a little bit too much damage. May have to pop his altar if he's got it. Creaton going down there as well. The double kill coming out for Renekton. Diana diving in there. Does pick up a kill onto Zinjao. Flame very low as well as Captain Jack's trying to kite out Tabs here, and Tabs nowhere to run. Tries to do the damage. Activates Power Cascade. Almost gets it done there as Anguish comes in. And finally Diana does actually get the kill. The Dark Passage over the wall as well. And Lost Boy, if he had flash, oh he does, there it comes over the top. There's one kill, the triple kill for Sona as Lost Boy cleans it up. And truly
Who
today,
is the carry, Pastry
Lost
Time?
Boy is the carry. I said before,
He saw his mate, his good friend Edward, and thought, I can do this too.
I can do this too. And now a tower as well. I mean, it's not just that Sona got a couple of kills there, which is nice. They actually get a tower out of it as well. Flame here can actually get caught by Lee Sin, but that's not good news. Great crescendo from Lost Boy. And there's another kill, the fourth in a row there for Sona. Ambition going to clean up I'm So Fresh as well. And Lost Boy pretty much perfectly calculated that because he was out of mana after that. Crescendo into him of Valor and he was done.
12 score involvements for Lost Boy here. Tabbing over to the gold. He's ahead of gold of Zinjao, which, you know, sometimes the support will get ahead of the jungler, but he's within 200 gold of both the mid laner and the AD carry.
And has almost as much gold as his own AD, which is pretty amusing. Yeah, Lost Boy he's gone big this game.
And look at this, Sock Boots, Cage's pick, and Philosopher's Stone at the pickup here, so guaranteeing that gold income and then just some more damages to pick up some more kills.
And already with the Ruby Sightstone as well, so Lost Boy is over-equipped almost as a support Sona here. And who knows what crazy items will come out if he gets more kills. He's hungry now. He's tasted the first kill. Now Sona's hungry for
Maybe
more.
this is a dangerous thing for CJ moving forward.
Maybe.
I mean, Edward never changed.
No, he didn't. Anguish here in the top lane getting caught out though. Gonna have to pop his ultimate here, but there's Captain Jack to spot him off. And Anguish, he activates Undying Rage, can still be CC'd though, gets stunned in there. Ambition just kiting him out and ace in the hole. No, not quite gonna finish him off. The ultimate didn't wear off in time, but Flame there slices in and uses Cold and Meek, able to pick him
It was
off.
almost comical that he didn't die there.
Yeah, ace in the hole just slightly
Everyone else
mistimed.
pieced the scene.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, Caitlin's got this. Wait, no, she doesn't. That ultimate wasn't quite timed correctly, but they're pushing now in the tier 2 turret in top lane. And what I've been trying to say with all this action, oh, never mind, it's not letting up. Okay, maybe Ambition's gonna walk away slowly, and I'll get a chance. I'll get a chance to squeeze this in, but nope, never mind. Ambition going in there as well. Last moment coming out, activates the box. Zinjao knocks everybody out of it, but Ambition a little bit ambitious there with that one. Will go down, and Helios now trying to chase him away, runs back towards Captain Jack, and oh, Renekton in here as well. Flame there from the side trying to snipe off I'm So Fresh. Diana in there as well, getting very aggressive with the dive, but another exhaust that picks up Lost Boy a kill. And what I was trying to say was with all the mobile assassins, I guess Trinimir's not really an assassin, but with the mobility of Trinimir and Diana and Lee Sin, it's amazing to me that CJ Blaze seem to be outmaneuvering Millennium on the map.
Rambo fed Sona is getting a little bit too big here, Pastry Time. If you have a look here, 617. He has the most kills, or equal most kills, one short of the support Caitlyn here in terms of assists.
Lost Boy, he is He has risen to a new tier.
He's got a buff again, by the way. You know, he's had double buffs, a red buff, and now he has a blue buff.
Next buff, Baron buff.
He'll steal it.
He will. Too bad it doesn't. His ult doesn't do damage to creeps. I guess that's to prevent them from accidentally stealing them when you initiate in bottom lane. I'm sure that's what the plan is.
You know, 1,500 gold. He doesn't have quite the gold. The Haunting Guy's picked up.
I was going to say need to see large rod, but Haunting Guys
I was
is
feeling the
good too.
need to see large rod. He could have waited. He had the double GP10, but a Haunting Guy's very amusing.
It's actually really good in this situation as well. I mean, it's a good item on Sona if you can afford to get it, because it's just a great combination of stats. I mean, we see it on Zyra all the time, but Sona in this case does need to be a bit tankier, so waited for all these other items and said, okay, I got a bunch of spare gold. I might as well buy this Haunting Guys. Like, we laugh now. I mean, when it gets turned into Leandry's and there's a Rabadon's Death Cap on Sona, I'll
Because
laugh.
think about the slowing chord. The slowing chord will do the higher damage for the Leandry's Torment as well.
Yeah, it would.
Because it impairs movement. Interesting.
See, now we're getting deep into the levels of Leandry's Torment Sona. Come on, Lost Boy.
I like how she's just unashamedly farming at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, did somebody check at the event? Like, is Edward actually playing? Because this is highly suspicious play from Lost Boy. I mean, it is a live event. There are referees there surrounding the players, but you may want to double check. Oh man, top lane. As we see the push coming out, Tabs does manage to 1v1 Renekton and get the shutdown. But Tabs at this point is actually just losing objectives for his team. I mean, he nice 1v1 on Renekton, but can't afford to push in anymore. If that Spirit hit Creaton, by the way, he was dead, I'm pretty sure. Not from the Spirit itself, but we would have seen Lost Boy flash ult in. In fact, he might still do it, but no, they're back off.
That flash ult, it's going to be hitting for almost true damage on quite a few members with all the magic penetration.
Ooh, flash?
By now, 290 AP? 290 damage, sorry, on the Crescendo.
290 AP would be comical,
290
but
AP.
still not a joke. That Crescendo damage does add up. I mean,
I'm sure we all remember the release mid-Sonas.
oh my goodness, release mid-Sona. That's... I remember fond memories of GG playing that in mid, in WCG. It just came out and I'm like, what is this champion doing mid lane?
Then it became very clear.
Yes.
She was a little bit silly.
She was very silly. No, Sona. I mean, still, to this day, she was actually released quite a while ago. And still very, very good.
I believe she was the second champion released in Season 1 after Xinjiao.
Yes, I think that might be correct. I know she was released after Misfortune, that much I can tell you. Who I think was released in the actual, not beta, but
During
like before
the,
Season 1.
as we see Anguish in trouble up top here, she was released during, or at least in the week preceding, WCG 2010.
Yeah, but the North American Finals. Sona was released just before the World Finals. And Anguish here is trying to run away from this Renekton. I think he's in slice range. Oh, not quite in dice range apparently though. Just missing there on that
fade
ace in the hole. No, gonna get blocked there by Tabs. Dark Passage in there as well. So Anguish is pretty safe there. So has to blow his ult there, but Renekton does not get the kill. Ambition down the bottom actually doing a bit of split pushing. Again, Creaton
Last Boy is
has to dodge the spears,
getting ready for some kill securing here. He's got the reduced flash cooldown.
which is actually pretty good on Sona. Especially if you're planning on being aggressive. In this case, Lost Boy obviously is, and Oracle's nice here as well. I mean, it's funny that Lost Boy's getting all these kills, but he's actually building intelligently with his spare gold. Oh, Sona, this ult's going to be massive. All the Millennium piling up. There's a Crescendo up, but it actually misses a couple of key people. Tabs in the back there as I'm So Fresh picks up Captain Jack. And now Helios can be in a bit of trouble. Lost Boy now getting chased up by Anguish as well. The Tannic Corruption will miss in there. The heal's actually getting used there by Sona. Tries to take out Creator, but the shutdown there from Tryndamere gets him 500 bonus gold from killing Sona. And Diana picks up Xinjiao there as well. Now Anguish going in onto Flame. But Ambition there just snipes him with a spear. Varus somehow all the way on the other side of the river is going to recall out. But that trade actually went to Millennium. They've traded up a kill there. 3 for 2 in their favour. But Blaze still not stopping.
No, it was another case of piecing the scene for Nidalee on the Varus, but barrier available stopped this short kill from Ignite there.
Oh, Tabs there flashes in there with a Moonfall after Lunar Rush. And Ambition has to be... Oh man, that's awkward. Dodges that Q as well. Tabs had an ult there. Right? No, he didn't actually. Wow. He didn't Q first, so he didn't have a second ult. I thought he had a refresh, but unfortunately not unable to chase there. And Tempest Cripple's going to miss in there as well. Q just missing there from I'm So Fresh. And Flame thinks about it for a second, but decides to not go back in. And Blaze really have full control of the map at this point. 10,000 gold ahead as well. How did that happen? All these kills, all these objectives being fought over, all these skirmishes in the jungle, and Blaze have found themselves well and truly ahead here in this game.
I mean, the CS value is mostly even. Of course, Sona is well ahead of Thresh when she decided to take the shackles off and start CSing, but the big discrepancy up top, Renekton, 60 CS or so ahead of Tryndamere.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this before. I'm certainly not willing to count Millennium out. I mean, 10,000 gold is a lot, but they have the setup that they had last game. I mean, Diana's not quite Fizz in Tabs' hands, but it's pretty darn close. And I mean, Tabs has been looking to make plays on Diana. He's tried. He's done very well here. So if he can do the same again for his team, then Millennium could find another win here. But I don't know. CJB Blaze don't seem like they're stopping doing good things, I guess. And I think that was what LJM just couldn't really bring themselves to do after that one team fight. I mean, that's maybe all it takes at this point is one more team fight. But I don't think Blaze are willing to make that sort of mistake at this point. They really want to cinch this win. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's more at stake here in terms of points. Maybe there's seeding involved in the lower bracket.
Maybe the time is a factor here. Maybe they want to ensure that if they lose slow.
Yeah, that's true as well. I mean, there could be any number of things, but I mean, Blaze certainly do not want to lose this game, and they're not looking like they're going to. I mean, Anguish gets a tower there, that's nice. Ambition, sadly, despite all the spear damage, can't really push. Although Flame's going to come in here, I think Anguish is probably going to be dead. He's going to activate his ultimate here, try and spin his way out, and if anyone can do it, it is Tryndamere. Nice little juke there, but spinning slashes back towards him, can't get out of it, and Ambition picks it up.
And just no opportunities in the map to profit from the two members being drawn
I'm
up.
so fresh, getting pretty ravaged there by Sona. Oh goodness! I thought
the
Tabs
fail
was good.
block.
Yeah, I thought Tabs had it, but no, the fail block indeed. Chain of Corruption there, very beautifully placed there to Helios.
It's interesting that we've seen the polar opposite of the Thresh that prompted Fat Mama's comments on stream here. Just really hasn't been able to afford anything. They got some nice choice escapes with the Lantern, but in terms of offensive presence, just none at all after falling just so dramatically behind in lane.
Yeah, and I think if there's one thing I can say about Thresh is that he really is big on offensive presence, much like Blitzcrank. You want to be ahead, or just not even ahead, but active and aggressive on the map. That's where I think Thresh and supports like Thresh and Blitz really shine. And in this case, it's just not really happened here for Millennium. CJ enters Blaze now. Going to pick themselves up. Baron from the looks of things. And now Lost Boy with an ult there. Tabs actually dodges it very nicely there. And Johnny's activated as well. He is going to pick up Caitlyn, but cost him his life. So he picks up the carry, but I mean, Tabs, he may be the only one in his team really doing well here. In fact, I think the scoreboard probably confirms that. The only positive member of his team currently. And he's trying to make plays here. He did kill the carry 1v1, or 1v5 actually, I should say. But it's still not going to be
And it's kind
enough.
of disservice to say he's the only one positive. I mean, everyone else in his team doing horribly when it comes relative to his score too.
I mean, there's Nash's Zonya's up now for Anguish. I'm so fresh is building really aggressively in this spot, which again was
even when he's behind, he still goes for that Blade of the Ruin King, which is interesting to me. Usually when you're behind, you just try and trade on the utility of your kit and stay alive and do the most in team fights. But he still feels like he has that assassination potential on a single target.
I mean, I'm not quite sure about the last comp, but maybe in this comp he just feels like he has to. He has to be an assassin because that's what their team's built around. I'm not quite sure. I mean, he clearly loves his Doran's Blades here in the jungle as Lee Sin, but I kind of agree with Blade of the Ruin King. I mean, Lee Sin just does so much even with just health or just tanky stats. Flame here actually going to get himself kicked back over the ridge. Very cute there from I'm So Fresh. Flame, they're going to activate Dominus, taking quite a bit of damage out from Tabs. Anguish in here as well. So 1v3 here for Flame. Lost Boy coming in to be a hero. And the damage coming out there from Sona. Flame somehow still alive, and Anguish is going to get the spinning slash finally to take it out here. Lost Boy sadly with no ultimate. Anguish though going to die to a spear. Very nicely timed by Ambition.
And this is the part, the issue with all the pickups here is that no aura items picked up at all on the Millennium side. A Bulwark and Locket of the Iron Solari picked up by Helios. So anyone anywhere near Xin Zhao in a team fight is going to be so deceptively tanky, it's hard to comprehend.
Yeah, and finally, Blaze are able to group up towards this naked inhibitor and push it down very swiftly. Caitlyn's kind of been busy on other areas of the map. In fact, we saw Nidalee trying to do it a couple of minutes ago, and Ambition did not have Lichbane at the time, so it was a lot harder for Nidalee to get any sort of structures. Now that she does have it, Ambition can be not just a presence in terms of heals and spears and poke, but now in terms of split pushing as well. This AP Nidalee, unlike Bruise Nidalee, does split push a lot later, but when you're at this point, especially with these double buffs floating around, actually triple buffs if you want to include Baron, I mean, just there's so much presence here from CJ into Displays.
And she's actually built for split pushing with the Lichbane pickup. Lichbane once a standard on Nidalee, fell away, usually for more sheer AP like a Void Staff. But Lichbane obviously fantastically strong against structures.
In fact, I actually forgot, but Nidalee got nerfed in the recent patch.
Not in this
as well.
patch.
No, not in this patch, no. But she did get changed on live. She got slightly nerfed. And I think...
Oh yeah, removing the free resistant cat form is kind of a big deal. I mean, 30 armor and MR at level 16.
Yeah. It's... now you're mainly just mobile, and you have good poke and good damage. I guess you're not as just naturally tanky, which was, to be fair, pretty friggin' irritating, I think, for a lot of players. I mean... Speaking
like a 5 AM irritated player against Nidalee.
Yeah, sure. Thankfully, I don't have to play any games after this. I can't imagine how horribly they'd go. Well, I mean, I can, but I don't want to, because it's traumatizing. But I mean, for all of Stanley's heroic escapes, a lot of that is attributed to those free stats on Nidalee. And it's just not that bad anymore, I suppose. Or at least that's the plan as Helios goes down here. A lot of people are just randomly dying 1v3 here. I mean, Flame had it last time. He almost got out. Chain of Corruption there. In fact, Flame may be going to die 2v1 here. Activates Dominus, so maybe going to get out. Looks like no one else can chase him. They've got no follow-up, so unfortunately, and Thresh was
a very interesting 1v1 here. The last boy, I guess, doesn't fancy his luck in the end.
Yeah, well, the rest of his team come in, and I can't imagine Tryndamere living through this. I wonder if they have vision. Ace in the hole? Oh, very stylish, but I'm sorry to say, you're still dead.
The execute damage on the
takedown. Pretty
takedown
massive.
too strong.
It scales off AP too, right?
Oh no, it's an AD scaling.
Oh, okay. Got that one wrong.
It is missing.
Okay, so it's just increased the total. It's not like it doesn't. The percentage part doesn't scale.
No, the flat part does.
Yes, which a couple of abilities like that do. I mean, Thundering Blow still does, right? In fact, that's all it does now from Jace, which is a mini execute. That's kind of interesting, actually, that Nidalee's doesn't scale there. But it's probably for the best.
Well, the AD ratio goes from, I believe, 1 to 4 when they're at low health, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's because it's 300% bonus damage. Nidalee is all about crazy bonus damage. 1 to 3? Yes.
She has a lot of interesting parts to her kit. I mean, her traps give vision and remove 40% armor and MR for 12 seconds. And given Cho'Gath's recent nerf, 3-second AoE silence being too much, 12 seconds is a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it is just vision and just a bit of shred, but it adds up. Especially if you got a lot
Millennium trying something here, but Renekton, I mean, up top, brutalizing their base.
Yeah, and meanwhile, all the attempts for Millennium to engage is being thwarted by Nidalee spears here. Ambition just poking people down. Flame looks like he's going to get this inhibitor, actually. Death Sentence arrow to Ambition. Can't you get out? Nidalee just pouncing away. There are the spears. Mama actually takes it pretty well with that Dark Passage on. But Flame, I mean, he's getting chased away here by I'm So Fresh. He may die there, but the kill actually comes in the bottom as Nidalee probably lands a spear there onto Tryndamere, and they're going to take this inhibitor turret as well. Tab's going in there, activates his on his Chain of Corruption, pretty good there. Lost Boy with the ultimate, but Ambition just obliterates Diana there with her abilities in Cougar form. And the burst from AP Nidalee is pretty insane. In fact, Ambition looking for the Quadra there, but it gets stolen by scumbag Caitlyn. And CJ into Displays. They're going to get themselves through here 4-1 here in the group stage at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships. And a very well fought group stage, very well played by them, dropping only one game to the team that has likely gone undefeated and maybe